Okay guys, I've been asked to break down the long lunge hip drop. So what we're going to do first of all is we are going to just talk through it normally, then we're going to show a regression, and then we're going to show a progression. So we'll do the yoga block for the regression and the progression, so we'll just move that out of the way for now. So standard long lunge hip drop. Your long lunge, clues in the name. But your hand goes beside your front foot so that you make a big oval triangle. Now the key for this is that you're still driving the hips forward and down, so you're feeling it still in the hip flexor, okay? Because you want it to be stretching hip flexor and quads, so really up into the soles as well. So that'll help with some of the lower back pain. Now what it does, once we're in here and we're pushing that out, we're using our adductor flexibility here to get our body slightly past the level of the quad. Also, we've got a really good hip flexion going on, and this is what the main movement works. But not only that, it also works a bit of rotation in the spine as well. Okay, so you just then going to run that elbow all the way down as far as you can, keeping this other elbow straight, that doesn't bend. And on the way up, everything now rotates like a corkscrew. It starts from the top, so it starts from the arm, but then the chest opens, it rotates the spine the whole way down, including the hip. So we go down, we go up, and we drop to the outside of the foot, okay? I'll just move it the shot so you can actually see it. So we go down, then we come up. As we come up, the rotation starts, and the rotation doesn't end until it forces that foot over and we really drop to the side. So not only are we getting rotation in the spine, we're getting lateral bending down here as well. So that's the basic version of it. So we want to make sure we're getting all those movements in as much as possible. Now I know for some people the feet and rolling over, I've had a few people say it's quite hard for them to do. So luckily the regression will make that a lot easier for them. But we really want to make sure, like, not only are we getting the adductor flexibility, the hip flexion and the psoas hip flexor and quad stretch all go. We want to make sure we're still getting the rotation in the spine, and at the very end, because of dropping that hip, we're getting a lateral bending in the spine. And that's one of the things that goes first when you've got a bad back, things like that, is the ability to lateral bend. So that's why we want to try and sneak it in here in this move. So what we're going to do now quickly is cover the regression for it, okay? So it's simply, there's two versions you can do. Now the first one is if it is just very, very difficult to get down to the floor like this, what you can do is drop your foot onto the ground like that and go down that way. It just takes a bit of pressure off. Then as you come up, you're already on the floor, so you can turn and get that long lunge hip drop. If you have foot and ankle problems, as I know a few of you do, what you can do is stick a yoga block beneath the foot so it's not totally flat, or if you need to stick another one on so you're up here, feel free. But what that does is takes all of the pressure off that foot, okay? So same again, just going to go all the way down, and as you go up, the whole foot's protected. So you can still get that hip drop and everything in, but none of the foot is on the ground, so none of the foot's getting taken any pressure at all. So I would recommend doing that, because you do want to get the main bulk of this movement done. It doesn't really matter what the foot's doing, the main thing is you're twisted over enough so that you can get that lateral sort of flex in the spine. So knee on the floor, foot on the block as well. Now, as well as the regression, there is a progression. And the progression is simply, I haven't done this in a while, this is going to hurt. Your front foot is on a block, your hand is down, you're out as normal, and again, all the way to the floor, all the way up, and around, and back. So all it is doing, to regress, raise the back foot, to progress, raise the front foot. So hopefully that sheds a little bit of light on it and how to go through it. Just watch the first section back again if you want to clarify just how you're doing the move and things like that. But yeah, any other things that you want me to go through, just let me know and I'll stick it up in the group.